Hello and welcome back to the second game of the first series of the day here today at the ASUS ROG DreamLeague Season 3. It is, of course, basically unknown up against Virtus Pro. And we're well into the draft, so we'll get yourselves over into it as well. And, well, Andy, we're seeing the side of VP. They ban out the Beastmaster and they ban out the Magnus.
I think it's the return of FNG that makes the first two bans that much more notable, because when the person who drafts for your team most commonly will respect ban, and the person who is kind of drafting in his place won't, it just shows like the difference in styles in general and what kind of influence it can have over the team. So second game, not going to see the Arise Magnus here, and Queen was also taken away from him by FNG, as VP Polar also had first pick out of the ban phase. So that's 2 or 3 heroes that he more commonly plays than anything else. And rolling into the second ban phase, we see Brood banned a heck of a lot by a lot of teams, just because it's kind of, you throw it in and all of a sudden your lineup just feels kind of crap because you got to commit 2 or 3 heroes to stopping her all the time. It's just a mess. Definitely understand that. And basically unknown, they get their hands on a gyro, even though they've banned out Undying themselves. And being a little bit scared of the Drow Visage potential, they also take that out. It's more notable stuff than anything else, I think, so far for the draft. And basically unknown, able to get Disruptor 2 games in a row. They showed that it can be really good. Are they going to go aggro again, though? Because if they are, they already picked all 3 of their heroes. So kind of what VP Polar did in game 1, where they showed like their whole tri-lane before anything really happened.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. And I mean, Stamana's performance on the Disruptor in the first game was pretty impressive stuff on the Disruptor. He's going to be very happy to get his hands on that again. Obviously, Gyrocopter, it's a hero that we have seen Yuko Baby play before. It is one of the heroes that he does get on very well with, like a lot of players in this patch, because Gyro, even with the recent nerfs in 6.84b, he's a very popular hero. Yeah,
he's incredibly strong, and he's the fighting carry, right? So regardless of whether or not you have early aggression or like ultra late game kind of style, like Gyro fits into both of those, but his mid game is what's awkward. His physical damage doesn't scale as well as a lot of other heroes unless he's very, very far ahead. And when you're in that kind of situation, you're feeling great because Flat Cannon's like 1,000 range. You got call down for Magic. If they get BKBs, you still hit kind of hard if you go for the MKB and SNY build. And of course, BKB and Dominator are also very common to be bought on him. But VP Polar going with the hero we don't see a whole heck of a lot of. Nyx Assassin. I really like it against Disruptor, and I like it against Witch Doctor as well, for just the reason of being able to throw out a random carapace that can just stun. So even if you get Thunderstruck, for example, by Disruptor, and it's not even on you, and you just walk next to somebody and carapace, you guarantee stun the hero, right? Like stuff like that is really annoying, and especially against like Call Down, Flat Cannon, you can do the same thing to Gyro, and in the late game, Mana Burn is so annoying. Like, especially against heroes like Centaur, who have terrible base int, and you Mana Burn once, and then all of a sudden you can't even use all your spells.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, yeah, the Centaur being the 4th pickup for BU, so almost certainly their solo laning hero. And VP Polar, in response, they pick themselves up the position 1 Luna. Now, obviously the Drow wasn't there, so Luna can offer similar capabilities in terms of obviously the early pushing power, the damage, you know, it's going to be coming out kind of, you know, towards the early mid game from VP Polar, but also transitions very nicely into the late game. And a stacked Luna against a stacked Gyro, who comes out on top if it goes late?
I think that Gyro has an easier time getting his damage out, but I think if the Luna actually gets to hit, the Luna will do more damage overall. So it just depends on the positioning of the fight. And with the utilization of Centaur ulti, I think basically Unknown's late game is going to be quite strong. And VP Polar still looking at their last pick as a support, most likely. I think this is Phobos Nyx, so I think it's offlane Nyx, and then I think the last pick is support, and basically Unknown right now. They need their Arise hero, and with the Viper being banned out as last pick from VP Polar, makes it pretty obvious Queen's going to be going mid, and they're going to go ahead and take a Clinks for him. So Clinks mid against Queen, it's not a terrible matchup, and no, it's going to be a support Nyx. Wow, okay, Phobos is going to be playing on Clockwork. Still, it's a really good hero. Like, they needed something to frontline, like stop initiation. They needed something against Centaur. That was the biggest problem, because Stampede, they didn't have anything against it. Like, Nyx is okay, but landing an Impale on Stampeded targets is kind of a pain. And you can use your Carapace to try to stun, but they can just as easily walk around you, you know? It's like your max movement speed. It's not really that hard. So I think they really were planning on putting the Nyx in a offlane capacity, and then FNG realized that they needed something more impactful to deal with the Centaur, and Clockwork's going to be the choice for that.
Well, let's see if VP can have a little bit of a better game than they did in the first game. Obviously, very notable the fact that they do have FNG back. So they've got the full roster here for this game 2 of the first series of the day between Virtus Pro and basically unknown. And well, let's get ourselves in and familiarized with both of the sides. On the side of VP, it's going to be DK Phobos here on the solo lane Clockwork. It's going to be Illidan Storm Rage on his position 1 Luna. G's going to be the mid lane on that Queen of Pain, and that's going to leave FNG on the support Nyx Assassin and Lil on the support Visage. Both sides here at the bottom, fairly close to each other. I don't know if anyone's going to look to be able to jump straight in, and it doesn't look like a fight's going to kick off, so I'll let you go ahead, Andy, and tell us what's going on the side of Basically Unknown.
All right, first here, we're going to have Nico. He's going to be playing that Gyrocopter Peter Evil. He's handling Disruptor. Stomatin. He's going to be playing on the Witch Doctor Arise, going mid here on his Clinks. And then finally, whatever.
Shashlo.
Yeah. I don't know why that's so hard for me to say, but he's playing Centaur.
Oh, I mean, both sides here at the bottom, looking to kick something off. There's going to be Phobos and Shashlo here going for the reach. Shashlo getting very low, but FNG might be the first blood here as he goes down massive amounts of damage there from the Rocket Barrage. And Nico kicking off the game with a first blood onto FNG top lane. We're going to see Phobos try and look for Shashlo here, trying to chase him down, but isn't going to be able to quite do it. Did have the slight edge in terms of movement speed. It wasn't enough for the hang on bottom lane. Nico's got himself a double kill. Now, this is the Nico that went 24 for 0 in the first game, and he's starting game 2 off with 2 for 0.
Is he going to kill another person?
The kinetic field's going to hold FNG in place. He doesn't have the mana for another Rocket Barrage, though. The right clicks might not have been enough anyway.
But if Nico didn't turn, they would have killed him.
You reckon?
No, 100% he would have been dead.
Mid lane? G, he's going to be able to blink away, but yeah, starting the game, two kills in for your position 1 Jara.
He should have had 3.
You're not happy.
Well, I mean,
not good enough.
In that situation, like, if he doesn't run away, he doesn't have to walk in a straight line of Impale because he's already in position to hit, so he can just walk down. In which case, he means, at best, he's going to Impale 1 hero instead of 2, which means 2 heroes auto-attacking instead of 1 during the time of the stun, and that means that he dies. So yeah, I mean, you always have to be looking at stuff that could have gone differently for you, even if you're already ahead. Like, you can never be satisfied with your play.
Well, it's going to be the same situation that VP found themselves in the first game, the aggressive tri-lane against their defensive tri-lane. Now, do you feel that their defensive tri-lane is in a better position to kind of protect themselves from what BU are going to throw at them this game?
No, I think their tri-lane is actually worse off than it was in the last game because they're dealing with a melee hero and Nyx. So the thing is, I don't feel like VP originally wanted to have the Nyx in the tri-lane at all, but the Centaur pick really made them contemplate getting another hero for off lane that Phobos could also play, and they're just going to dive here.
Rocket Barrage onto Illidan, bringing him down below 50% of health. There is going to be the Impale catching out Nico here. Kinetic Field would be thrown down the Solar Substance, and the Lucid Beam's not quite enough to blow Nico up, and the Voodoo Restoration will be there from Stomanin just to keep him topped up, and no one going down here on the bottom lane on the side of Basically Unknown.
Well, it's going to be a very similar complexion, I think, to game number 1. The tri-lane's going to be pressured constantly, and you're not going to see anything really kick off in the solo lanes, but once the Queen gets levels and once the Clockwork hits 6, you're going to start seeing some rotations, and most of the focus is probably going to be on bottom lane.
Top lane, Phobos going to go in on Shashlo here with the Battery Assault, bringing him low. And the creep was going to come in, and it's going to be enough for Shashlo to keep himself backed up and safe. He has got enough for the Hoof Stomp as well. Though we did see as well in the mid lane, Arise being bullied all the way back to base. And G very much winning this lane here against the Clinks.
Yeah, it's tough for Clinks up against the Queen of Pain. Any hero really, it kind of struggles against Queen. Maybe Puck is one of the few heroes, so you could just be like, ah, yeah, you should maybe win that. And Viper as well, which I think is why VP really last ban that Viper, is to ensure that G didn't have too hard of a laning phase. And that's going to help them a lot because the tri-lane is still not going very well. 5 CS here on this Luna. The Gyro only has 9, but he also, again, has 2 kills to his name. And being that far ahead in farm with a Luna who is not really a very long-range hero at all, only 330 attack range. Even Gyro's is longer than that. Not by much, but...
FNG's going to find the stun here to Pure Evil, but there's going to be Nico with the Rocket Barrage. The bounces as well. Illidan getting very low. They do manage to find the Disruptor, but Illidan pays with his life. And there's going to be a second Rocket Barrage here as well. He might think about going in. No, he's going to keep himself safe. It is a 1-for-1 trade, but that's Illidan trading his life there for a support Disruptor.
Definitely not worth. Bad call to go in. Like, sure, you get the kill, but definitely not worth for your safe lane hero to be dying again. Still only with 5 creep kills. They're really, really stressing the importance of their solo laners in this game again. There's like so much pressure being put on them to make sure that they not only win their lanes, but they can rotate effectively. And thankfully for VP, both of their solo laners are doing extremely well. So Phobos and G are completely dominating their lanes. whereas bottom is getting dominated by basically unknown. So I think that this game is still very easily within reach for VP, even though their bottom lane is not going very well.
You know, I mean, I guess you could say it's going better than it was for them in the first game. And as you said, the fact that, of course, they've got this Quap in the mid lane, they've got this Clockwork in the top lane, and two heroes doing very well, and two heroes that are going to be able to make very effective rotations once they get the ults online.
Yeah, some bottle abuse here from the side of VP, just making sure that G wins his lane a little bit harder. He's like, hey, if I can't win bottom for my team, I might as well be a courier for G so he can continue to dominate mid. And you can see the effect of it. Arise is still having to play pretty far back, and he's recovered some of his CS, but he's definitely not going to be having an easy time. And the sooner the rotations come out from the solo players of VP, the better off his trialing will be, and they'll be able to create all the space in the world for Illidan to start recovering his farm rate. And he's even resorted to having to farm pulls. Like, that's when you know you're living the budget life as a safe lane player, when you got to go farm a pull camp because you can't sit in the lane.
I mean, what do you think VP are waiting? Are they waiting for the rotations? Is that kind of what they're banking on at this point of the game?
They need it, for sure. They need the Luna to get lifesteal as well, so you can give some solo EXP maybe at some point to FNG or Lil, because they need level 6 too. Like, you want Vendetta, you want your familiars up, and once they scout this middle lane, they're going to be able to go in bottom.
Oh, G mid lane with the Sonic Wave, blinking forward and able to blow up Arise here on the Clinks. Also, bottom lane, they did find the kill onto Jaro, and FNG diving here for Storman, and the Solar Surge will fly through. It's not going to be quite enough. FNG is going to be able to TP himself out from the sideline. So, well, two pickoffs there going to the way of VP, and two very nice pickoffs as well onto the mid laner and to that position 1 Nico Baby Jaro.
Nice movement from VP. As soon as they saw that Peter Evil had made his way towards mid, they go, we can jump on bottom lane, 2v3, pretty straightforward. And maybe some miscommunication from basically unknown. Hook shot here. Yeah,
indeed, onto Shashlo, and with the battery assault, going to bring him low. Arise is there. There's going to be the Stampede, and Shashlo will be able to get himself out of the cogs. Clockwork won't be able to find the kill here straight away. Does bottle up. Moving in, contemplating going for this one, throws out the flare, and there's the cleanup. Clean-up job there from G as he blinks forward with the scream and able to find the kill onto Shashlo.
Yeah, now that these heroes got some levels, we're going to start seeing the action kick off for the side of VP. And Arise, man, he's only level 5. Like, he just hit 6 right now. He's got no boots. I don't even know. Does he have anything in the courier? Nope. That's just what he has. He's got 22 CS, a ring of Aquila, and some tangos. Mid
lane, Pure Evil and Lola Troll as FNG came in with the rotation. G there with the follow-up damage, even though he gets glimpsed back. The poison is going to tick down Disruptor, and that's going to be another kill for G. Bottom lane, though, we're going to see Stamanen and Nico thinking about diving this one onto Illidan here, who pops the charges. We'll be able to turn around, look for a Lucent Beam. Maybe they could turn this one around. Illidan trying to fight back, trying to find Nico. Nico with the jukes in the tree line, but G, he's coming in as well. Nico does finish off Illidan, but does pay of his life as G cleans up. So even though Illidan isn't having a great game, it certainly feels like G is making up for what the position 1 is missing.
Yeah, unlike game number 1, his team is picking up the slack. So G and Phobos will be more than okay, I think, carrying this for a little while. Give Illidan the room that he needs to start recovering on that position 1 Luna. And also consider that the safe lane hero from basically unknown didn't really do that well either.
Mid lane, there's going to be a Hoostorm and a double edge onto FNG. He's going to get glimpsed back as well. There's no way out for this Nyx. And, well, Nico picks himself up a tasty little kill in the mid lane.
It's a nice pick there. They commit a lot. It's like 3 or 4 heroes, I think, to be able to get the 1 kill. But when you're kind of in a stage where the laning phase is breaking down, it's very common for both teams to just start roaming very heavily because, that's when Illidan's going to get left alone. That's when he's going to start recovering. So the more movement around the map, I think the better off it will be for VP, because VP have really mobile gankers. Like, they're 2 solo heroes. You got Hookshot and you got Queen. Maybe 2 of the easiest heroes to counter engage with in like all of Dota, really. I mean, you got Centaur ulti on basically unknown, but if you get cogged, it can still be a kill. So that's, I think, one of the big reasons why they wanted to go for the clock, just to ensure that a Centaur ulti wouldn't just get basically unknown away for free. And it wouldn't also get them in for free either.
Phobos with the rotation out to the bottom lane. Shashlo, he came down here. Phobos said, I'll come down here as well then. And, well, he brings down the Centaur here with a quick and easy hook shot.
Yep, strength of the clockwork right there. Doesn't matter if you're Centaur or not, unless you can hit the cogs twice before you start running away. And of course, once they max out, it's 3 hits. You just can't use your ulti straight up to be able to retreat. Whereas a lot of other heroes, had it not been clockwork, the Centaur would have just walked away from that engagement and wouldn't have died for it. But still, VP looking a lot more solid in game number 2 than they did in game number 1. See if they can continue this kind of early game dominance they've had going for them.
That's for sure. If we look at the net worth at the moment, you've got 4.5k coming up on your Queen of Pain, 3.4 on your Clockwork, who's ahead of the position 1, effectively at the side of basically unknown. Top lane, there's going to be a missile going in onto FNG. Following up with a few flat cannon hits, but isn't going to be able to go any deeper for that one. Bottom lane, Arise, he's eyeing up Illidan here. There is backup coming in with the Stampede from Shashlo, the paralyzing cast, setting up the Hoof Stomp. They don't even need the double edge there. And Witch Doctor actually getting credited for that kill onto Illidan.
Yeah, really nice pick. Using the Centaur ulti to kill a core is always worth it, of course. And there was no counterplay by VP. They are going to TP top, though.
Yeah, very nice done there from FNG, holding Nico in place, and in comes G on the Queen of Pain, who will be able to find the burst onto Nico. The cooldown does find the Nyx in return. But I think that's a trade that VP will be pretty happy with taking. G now on a mega kill streak. They might find more. Phobos here with a hook shot forward onto Pure Evil. Pure Evil will be able to glimpse back the clock. Pure Evil, he's pinging it out. There's rotations coming in from G as well, as he's here to finish off the kill, and he will do so there. The Rocket Flare finding Disruptor. Now Stamanen trying to eat himself through the trees here with the Jukes, trying to avoid G. He's going to find Phobos instead, and Phobos pops down the cogs. They won't connect here with the Witch Doctor. Witch Doctor's just running around in circles here with a Voodoo Restoration. He's keeping himself alive, and he might just do that. Yeah, Queen of Pain has to blink away, and Stamanen, the Jukes are real.
If he had gotten hit by those cogs, I think he would have died there. Would have ran out of mana before having enough to Voodoo Restoration himself back up to fighting shape. So still, really nicely done. A little bit of ringing around the rosy going on here in top lane. But still, VP with a slight kill lead. I'd say that basically I know still have an okay shot. The biggest issue they're having right now is their Centaur is ages away from getting a Blink Dagger. He gets 300 gold to his name.
Luna with a headdress. What are we seeing from her here?
Vlad's, man.
I guess, yeah.
Vladimir's offering. It does now take a headdress, does now also work with ranged hero for lifesteal. And
well,
I can...
Why would you opt for that over the Helmet of Dominator on someone like Luna, especially in a position 1 role?
I think you want the mana regen more than anything, and since you're carrying around a Bassi anyway, maybe he just doesn't want to use the Aquila. He just wants to go towards another item. And it's going to be a long time before Illidan starts thinking about making the choice of transitioning anything like a Helm of the Dominator into a Satanic, right? So that's one of the other big trade-offs you're making. So maybe he's just hoping to play more around a mid-game focus. And also it's a bit more inventory efficient for him to just go for that build instead. Like maybe he wants to go Yasha straight into BKB or something. And in which case, Vlad's is very similar to Dominator. You might even get more damage out of Vlad's depending on if you go Yasha afterwards, because the base damage increase from having bonus agility. There's a lot of arguments you can make, and plus it affects the whole team. So.
Yeah, I guess so. There's going to be rotation then coming from the side of basically with the smoke up. Shashlo's got the Stampede ready, and Stamanen, he's in the sidelines along with Ariza on the clicks. They're going to go straight in for Illidan. Paralyzing Cask, Hoof Stomp, double edge, bringing him down, bringing him low. Illidan will be taken down, but at the same time, on the top lane, FNG and G finding the pick off onto Nico, baby. So, well, both position 1s going down on either side respectively. Yeah,
they're just trading it up. And I think another reason why he wants to go for this build is maybe he should have bought the lifesteal first and bottom.
He's going fairly far out here on his own, and he's going to get cornered here by Stamanen, Shashlo, and Arise. G will come in, might be able to find Shashlo in return. It's going to be a 1-for-1. Is it going to be any more as Arise with the right-click damage onto G, the medallion, of course, as well. Making it, well, G will be able to blink away, and will be able to disjoin that right-click, but Phobos, he finds himself Stamanen on the Witch Doctor on the back lines, and isn't going to be able to quite chase down Arise. So, well, 2-for-1 trade there on the bottom lane, favoring the side of Virtus.pro.
And Queen still has like all the rune control in the world. She just picks up a double damage here at the bottom rune, just realizing that basically unknown losing 2. There's no way they can contest. They have great aggressive vision on their side as well. Behind the tier 1 top and in the woods, they just got wards everywhere, so they know exactly what's going down, and they're just abusing their Queen mobility and their clockwork to continue to try to turn the game around. And thank God they're playing well this game, because in the last game, it was all based on the solo heroes, and we saw the difference of when G is on a hero that he can really control the game with, and when he plays something like Warlock and he finds another kill on Pure Evil.
Indeed, and well, Nico's going to throw down the cooldown, trying to chase down G. There's a homing missile coming in as well with a rocket barrage. G getting low. Oh, hasn't got any bottle charges here. What level's the missile, is it?
It's level 1. It actually...
Is it? Oh, it rises there as well.
It won't, but Clinks will, yeah.
No.
It's a nice bit of money there for Rise as well. 578 bonus gold from that kill streak that he's ended.
Not too bad. Getting himself back on the board, and he opted to go for Medallion, so I wonder if he'll finish the Solar Crest or if he goes for Treads and then starts going other damage items on top of that. Because I don't really think a full Solar Crest is really worth the cost at such an early stage in the game. Like you're basically paying 1,800 gold for 3 minus armor. Like that's the effective use that it gives you as a Clinks.
Bottom lane, indeed, they go deep and they will find the kill onto Witch Doctor. TP in from Shashlo. He's not going to be able to turn this into anything favouring the side of Unknown as they do lose a hero and it's 15-10. And I mean, this is just a totally different VP Polar to what we saw in the first game.
It could just be the difference between having a shot caller like FNG in the game and not having him at all. Like the difference in having your actual captain there telling you like these are the moves that we need to make and such can be all the difference in the world. No matter how individually skilled you are at the game, if you don't know the right decisions to make, all your individual skill matters for nothing. Like you won't be able to have a clear directive as, this is our priority, this is what we need to do at this stage. And I think just having that presence on a team helps tremendously.
Tower is under attack.
All right, he's found Illidan here. And, well, there's also, of course, Shashlo coming in as well on the Centaur. Stampede's available. Illidan's got the
he's
backup
going
of
mech.
FNG. He's pretty surprised by the sounds of it, Andy. It's not what you'd expect.
Does he even have the
position
mana for that? I guess he does if he goes to Intreds, but still, that's really bizarre. I thought for sure he would go Vlad's. Huh.
Oh, there we go. So copying the old silent build.
All
I think,
right.
well, Weppers thinks. We're going to trust Weppers. We did see Rise going down there. Rise goes down for 35 seconds. But so Mech Luna, talk to me, Andy.
I mean, you do have the mana for it. And I guess if you're really fighting around just your ulti and the mech heal as well, like Luna is one of those heroes who's very notorious in the early game for being easy to burst. So it's kind of like Shadow Fiend, right? And in the woods here, we're going to see Nico taking some harass. Do they want to commit to this, though? Seems quite far.
Just a man and Illidan just trying to push down on this bottom lane and get that old mech finished up here.
Yeah, the mech I wasn't really expecting. Apparently, Silent did it before, but I don't think I saw that game where he went mech. But it definitely has its benefits. Like, it's not really that expensive. If you're going to be 5-manning and you're maxing aura as well, and you want to just push, it kind of turns your position 1 into more of an aura bot than anything else, which can be great, because you just get all the tier 1s, you go for Roche, and you know there's some really good teamfight utility off of it, on top of everything else. And you can transition into other items that make you even more tanky, I guess. Like if you want to go Manta or SNY, you still maintain a pretty high level of right-click damage, and you might not need to make BKB as early if you have a mech as well. So yeah, finished up. He does have enough mana, more than enough actually, to do everything. And with some wand charges, he might even be able to throw off more than one Lucent Beam in a team fight too.
Going to be a missile coming out top lane as Nico just trying to hold the fort, but at the same time the bottom lane, the push is coming in and Phobos goes straight onto a Rise. There's going to be a stampede in return as Shashlo trying to close the gap onto FNG, but with FNG with the spike carapace, it's going to put Shashlo off who's stomping. There's going to be a cooldown coming down. It will actually catch Illidan and Phobos. The bounces and the death ward's there as well. They found Illidan. They're going to find FNG here as well, and now it's Phobos on the retreat. G with a very nice Sonic Wave blinking himself forward. He's able to bring down 2 of them. 3 of them. It's a 3-for-3 trade so far, and Lil and Phobos, they're looking for more. There's going to be the Static Storm from Pure Evil catching out Lil, but with the Rocket Flare, the right clicks, and the Familiar's trying to chase it down. Pure Evil on the Disruptor will remain alive. It looks like Phobos might be able to find him and catching out. He's chasing him down, but there's going to be a homing missile that will connect onto Phobos. Nico trying to find himself up against Lil with the Rocket Barrage, but the Soul Assumption, and maybe Lil can find this kill. He's trying to turn around. Nico, oh, they're both so low. Visage will go down here to the creeps, but the Familiars might look to finish off the job. No, the Rocket Flare from Phobos is going to secure that. And well, it is going to be, I believe it was a 4-for-4, and with FNG just respawning there.
That was a super aggressive blink from G. Like, he just blinked into every single hero. Maybe he overestimated his level 2 ulti's damage output, and wow, even Deny here from Shashlo in the bottom lane. He gets the tier 1 off lane Deny. Very nice. So, I mean, it was still a technical win for VP, I guess, in terms of heroes traded, because the last trade was support for a carry, and they did lose pretty much everyone else. But they denied the tower, so I would say pretty even of an engagement. And G even dying again, I would say, is worse for VP because he's one of those heroes who kind of wants to control the game. And when you give away your life, it's never good.
Rise here with the Vendetta and Hookshot coming out for the combination of FNG and Phobos. There's no hope for the Clinks there in that situation.
Yeah, I mean, it's the benefit of having a Nyx on your team. It's now level 9. Good stun.
Unknown indeed, Pure Evil. Getting caught out by the stun. He'll go down as well. It's going to be the Stampede and Hoostomp onto Illidan with the Death Ward as well. He will go down. A cooldown from Nico, but he gets silenced up. They turn around onto him with the Soul Assumption, the Cogs as well, pushing him away. They're able to bring down Nico on the jar as well. Mega kill streak here for the Clockwork. And, I mean, you got to admit, it is really G and Phobos just coming online and resurrecting everything that happened in the bottom lane for the side of VP and getting that momentum back for the side as a whole.
Yeah, they're carrying right now. I mean, that's what you kind of want out of your impact players, right? Like, they gave Phobos and G very impactful heroes during the mid game, and they're just playing him to a T. Like, G understands his limits on Queen very well. Maybe outside of that teamfight bottom where he blinked into the entire team, but, I mean, he got 3 kills out of it, so I'd say that he understood that he might have been trading his own life in that situation to get those kills, but either way, still continuing to control the pace of the game pretty well, and giving Illidan the time that he needs to either farm or YOLO in with his mech build.
Well, mid lane, nice. FNG and Illidan, they find themselves a kill onto the Centaur, and that's going to send it to 24-15 now. That's
so annoying, by the way. If people don't know this, like, if you take return damage and you have Carapace on, it procs Carapace. So you can just auto-attack the Centaur to stun him for 2.4 seconds. It's crazy annoying, actually. Same thing with Viper. Like, there's some heroes where you just cannot avoid getting Carapace, and Centaur is one of them.
Side of VP, they're going to look for the Roshan now. Well, basically unknown, are they in a situation contested? They don't have, of course, the Shashlo Centaur back for a good 10 seconds now. He's going to have Stampede up when he's back, but on the side of unknown, they're not in a position to contest this at the moment. They're all just north of the mid lane. And VP, they'll be able to find the space and time here to find themselves the Aegis and get it on board the Luna now as Illidan picks that up.
Yeah, they immediately smoke after that. They're looking for a fight here. Pure Evil, kind of out of position here.
FNG's going to lead the way here with a Vendetta.
Oh my god, is he really going to get away? Nope.
There's going to be the hook shot straight in onto your Disruptor. Pure Evil.
He didn't flare for that either, did he?
Did the Familiars get vision?
No, they didn't get vision. He just knew he was there. Like, the Familiars were not in place, and he didn't even throw out a flare. He just knew. He's like, there's no way that he's going to be able to outrun FNG. He probably saw FNG anyway, and they did have a sentry down, although I'm not sure if they had creep vision at the time. So just like that knowledge of understanding, that's like the only juke spot that would let him live, was pretty sick.
Yeah, Phobos clock, it's something you got to be a little bit scared of, and especially if you're basically unknown in this game. Phobos at the moment with 9.7k on his clockwork, 10.3k net worth on G's Queen of Pain. I mean, you said it earlier, but these two, the performance this game has been pretty outstanding.
Well, that's what you want from your 2 solo players. Like, if you're going to give them solo lanes, you better hope damn well that they perform during mid-game on these types of heroes. And of course, G is always one of those guys who's played Queen of Pain, even before the hero was like super, I guess, mainstream. He's a co-op hipster, you know, it's fine. And they're gonna have some pretty decent deep push here from basically unknown. They got call down, they got flak. Well, maybe that's all they have, actually. Maybe their deep push isn't that great, so their tower is already kind of falling here. And with the aid of the Luna Aura, it's 38 bonus damage to everyone. And you just slow siege.
There's going to be Luna building into that Aghanim Scepter by the looks of it after the mech.
Yeah, I mean, the new Aghanims is pretty sick, actually. You can put it on G, he can blink in. If there's no creep wave there, you're pretty much guaranteeing that your Eclipse is going to get a ton of damage off in the team fight. So I actually haven't seen it used in a pro game before, but I am interested to see it.
Absolutely, and that's if the game, of course, isn't over before it comes out, because at the moment, VP looking very much like in a position that they're ready to just keep this aggression stepped up to 11 and find an end to this game fairly shortly.
Yeah, with the Luna build and the way that they're playing it, it makes a lot of sense as to why he opted to go for mech and just a little bit tankier of a build. And FNG and Arise both running around here in the woods, just got some Invis things going on. Even FNG looks like he's going for Aghanims as well.
To the high ground they go, Virtus Pro, and onto the tier 3, onto the racks in fact, so tier 3s are down, but now Nico coming in with a BKB, there's going to be a cooldown onto FNG. Illidan pops the Eclipse here, they've lost the Disruptor on the side of basically unknown. Lil getting very low, but he's able to bring down Arise here with the help of Phobos. It's going to be a double kill for Nico as he's brought down both FNG and Visage. Nico will pay with his life though, most certainly, as Phobos chases it down with the glaives bouncing around from Illidan, who picks himself up a double kill, and he just stands ground, he just hits the racks. There's going to be a TP coming in, but it will be cancelled as Phobos throws down the cogs to scare off the side of unknown, and it was a buyback from Nico. He's going to do his best to try and do something here, but he's got to be careful because, of course, Phobos, with the completed Aghanim Scepter, he's ready to go back in for round 2 if he finds the positioning to do so. There's going to be a homing missile coming in onto Illidan, but, I mean, Illidan, he's taking your racks, and he's still got the Aegis.
Yeah, he's also got his Aghanim's money as well. He wants to just dump all that, and I think he just did. So yeah, Aghanim's on the way, and it's full capacity here. His ulti's on cooldown for a while, but I think let's go back, farm a little bit, maybe heal up on Illidan, then go again. I'm not sure if he'll actually have his Aegis for the next push, though. Like, because they got to kill tier 2 top, right? So they could go bottom, but from the looks of things, they wanted to get to tier 2, and by then, Illidan's Aegis could be gone.
There we go, indeed. Now, the ability to throw it down anywhere, and you've got to remember that cast range as well. I believe it's something like 2,500. That's pretty big.
Ridiculously long range. Like, this new Aghanim's is going to be really cool to see in a team fight, especially considering only one person, I think, has BKB right now.
These pings coming out. They know that G's there in the trees, and G's actually going to blink out. Might be in trouble now. Pops the BKB.
He's fine.
The damage is pretty heavy, but it's not quite enough.
Fine. I love how he didn't even TP to base. Like, that is knowing your limits, right? Like saying, I got to regen in a bottle. All I got to do is TP top. So many people would have just TP'd the base instead. And now, G is with his team again. They're just going to continue to push here. Tier 2, not going to be contended right now from the looks of things. Just trying to push into the tier 1. Basically, unknown going for the trade. And I think it's the right call, because how the heck do you fight into this right now from VP?
The final tier 2 on the side of basically unknown is going to get wiped off the map. There it goes, 20 seconds until Illidan has got that ultimate back online. Solo crest is going to be complete as well onto Lil on the Visage. Well, now they might look to try and take it to the high ground on the second lane of the game so far. They've already cleared out the mid. Let's see what the side of VP are able to do here on the top. And let's see if basically unknown are able to fight into this. They've got all the ults available. Cooldowns there, Static Storms, Air Forward, and the Stampede.
Just wait for the BKB Eclipse on G. Like Illidan.
Just Stampede, they aren't going to be able to find the Hood Stomp onto anyone, and in fact, Illidan with the Eclipse now, trying to fight himself through. There's going to be the Death Wall coming out from Staman and doing a fair bit of damage, and will actually be able to bring down Luna here. Nico's still alive here on the Gyrocopter with the BKB backed himself out. Phobos, he hookshotted into Arise, and with the follow-up stun from FNG and Soul Assumption, they will be able to bring him down, but the buyback's coming out from Arise. It's going to be on Disruptor and Witch Doctor as well. There's going to be a glimpse onto FNG. Maybe they can bring him down. He's going to pop the Vendetta. They do see him at the moment, a homing missile and the urn, and the final right click should bring him down. He pops the charges, isn't enough to keep him alive there. So basically unknown, they do defend the base, but it did cost them 3 buybacks.
Yeah, it was a pretty hefty investment to try to keep yourself alive. Lil, what are you doing, bud?
He's looking for the play. He's not going to find it. Phobos might, though, comes in with a hook shot, trying to look to bring down Pure Evil here, and he might just be able to find the kill onto Disruptor. Disruptor getting low, will go down as a monster kill streak for Phobos, but he's going to get caught in the cooldown slow. Arise chasing this one down, but Arise is going down to the Familiars, and Arise, he falls to the Familiars. Phobos now with the hook shot onto Nico. But I've touched Nation Cox as well, and the Familiars just chasing down Nico, and we might see Phobos go back in 5 seconds when the hook shot comes back off cooldown. Is he going to go look to go in onto Nico or to Stamanen? He's thinking about it. He's thinking the Familiars are there. Is he going to do it?
He's got more health. He can go in. He has Blade Mail. He definitely can kill him.
Come on, Phobos. Come on. Nah, he's going to keep it safe. Yeah.
Oh, he had BKB. Never mind. He actually would have died, I think, if he had BKB. I thought it might have been on cooldown still, but the fight lasted so long that the BKB actually came off cooldown again. Well, the Eclipse wasn't so great from the last fight, because I think he cast it on himself, and there was a creep wave standing there. I think the play that they wanted to do was either put it on the clockwork, right? Because you just Aghanims and you just shoot in, right? And you just kill the guy immediately. Or you put it on Queen, who has BKB, and she blinks forward with ulti on, and it's like, run away, you know? Kind of spooky.
Well, 35-20. We see FNG at the moment. He's got the Ogre Club. He's got the point booster. So closing in on his Aghanims. And, well, Phobos at the moment on the clock. He's just a couple of hundred away from a Heart Tarask. 27.5 minutes in.
He is gigantic. Like, and the thing about going Heart, Blade Mail, and Aghanims with treads is he actually hits hard. He hits for almost 200 damage on a clockwork. Like, that is painful if you're sitting in cogs for, like, what, 8 seconds? If you're not able to hit them and actually break them down yourself. So, yeah, it's clockwork, man. It's going to be pain.
It's going to be pain indeed. The side of VP, they're going to go for round 2 in the top lane. Tier 3, of course, already bought very, very low by the previous push. And Illidan, he's got that Eclipse back online and back available. BKB ready on Quap on G. There we go. Buffing up the creep there, tanking up the tower hits. Rocket Flow will fly through. Looking for the angle for a potential hookshot, and the Eclipse is just going to get thrown down, and it just kills Witch Doctor, who was sitting in the trees. He just dies straight away.
That vision. That is some clowny ulti, I'm not going to lie. Like, it's a very long cooldown, but...
It's going to be a Stampede, and talking about cooldown, there's the cooldown from Nico, baby. It's not going to find anyone. G's already found a double kill here, as he's able to pick up the Disruptor as well. G will be able to blink himself out. Phobos in the backlines. Hookshot is straight in onto Arise, and Illidan now he's fighting up against Shashlo. Slashlo getting very, very low to FNG, and G there with the Sonic Wave will be able to find the triple kill. Nico goes down as well. GG, well played, is called by the side. And, well, pretty much an entire contrast to what we saw in the first game there from VP, coming out on top and ending the game 40-20 there with some real standout performances from both G on the co-op and, of course, DK Phobos there on his clockwork.
They were the two that just ran the game, and they just seemed to have a much clearer idea of what they wanted to do with their heroes in game 2. I don't think Warlock as a hero you want to give G. It just doesn't really fit his style. Like, he wants the game. CIS Dota means slaying heroes, not defending towers. I mean, I get why they picked the last game. It actually did make sense for the lineup, but I just really like to see him play heroes where he can really control the tempo of the game. Shout out to Sheever. But yeah, it was great to see them actually put together a draft that I felt actually suited their players. Because a lot of the time, a captain will come into a game with an idea and say, let's try this, because I think it'll work. And people are like, yeah, okay, but maybe you get a hero, like when we saw Dendi play on Dragon Knight for Na'Vi, like when they picked it. Like, Dendi does not like the hero. He said it like 10 times. Yeah, and you put a person on a hero that they don't like, and you might not have the kind of influence that you're looking for. It might not play it the way that you want him to play it. So in game 2, it was like, sure, we might have had to change up our nicks, not put him where we wanted to exactly, but it still ended up working out because Phobos was a baller that game, didn't die one time, 9-0 and 15. Definitely game MVP, if you ask me. But yeah, series goes 1-1.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think the Luna mech as well, when you have that timing and you're kind of pushing on the base of 20 minutes in, I mean, you know, Gyro level 2 cooldown slows down the push a bit, but you've got that mech, you've got that ability to refuel and get yourselves back in there, and the mech Luna maybe is something we'll see more. Obviously, as we've been told by Weppers, we've seen it on Silent, and now we've seen it being shown off by Illidan. So
apparently, I don't know if Twitch chat or Weppers is right. Twitch chat is saying it was How who did it.
Oh, okay, so Weppers was wrong. Maybe.
Maybe. Twitch chat or 9KMMR, so I'm not going to argue.
Who would you trust more, Twitch chat or Weppers?
God, that's actually a hard question. I don't know. I don't know. I'm sorry. What bust?
Well, we'll find out what happens with Weppers. We'll talk to him in between the matches. And we'll see you later, of course, for the second series of the day, which is going to be between Alliance and Vega. And that should be an interesting one. You know, one that we're assuming to be closer than this one, but that one was a pretty, well, it was 1-1. It was a very weird series, that, and hopefully we'll have a little bit more action coming on later. But first of all, of course, we're going to send you over to some commercials and then over to our hosts and analysts to give you some insight on the first series of the day. And from myself and Draskell, we'll catch you later. See you about.